Welcome back, everybody, to this commentary playthrough of The Good, the Bad and the Undead Deadpool DLC, played on the PlayStation 5. And bit of a weird one, this one. We've got a Deadpool private superlink message. If I bring them up, we've got a friendship level increase. But I head on to here and go to New York City. I've got defeat vampires and summon in circle, no story mission. Defeat Nest Mother, defeat Turned Hydra, fly run. And then you get into the post-game area. There's no more story mission for Deadpool. And it did sound like it was the end of the story for Deadpool in the end of the last one. So this one we're going to have a look at the friendship level. And probably what I'll do at the end of this is tack on all of the other sort of private superlink messages that you get for this friendship, because yeah, we have finished the end of the DLC. 3 parts, 3 missions, and I just want to give you my review before we tack on the superlink messages and the friendship upgrades. It's short. Now I bought the season pass for £40. Because I've had a blast with the game anyway, but I was expecting off this DLC a little bit more, if I was to be brutally honest. 3 missions. I think they could have expanded a bit more, and they've obviously set it up for the others. I can't remember who's next, whether it's Venom or Morbius. I think Storm is last, if memory serves me right. But 3 missions, come on. I was probably expecting 5 or 6, if I was to be brutally honest. Flesh them out a bit more. So the story aspect of the DLC for me is a little bit lacking, unfortunately, but I like the new enemies that's come in. I'd say I can't really comment on Sin because we've had one fight against her for 3 rounds. But the new enemies, I like the way if they attack you, they put negative effects on you on your cards. So that's really interesting, I think, for going forwards. So story wise, again, it's a quarter of the story, right? We know now that the DLC, the 4 DLCs that are coming, is going to be the 4 stories. And if I look at it now, I wish they had just held on a bit longer, because this game's only been out 2 months at this point. Well, a month at this point. Yeah, just over a month actually. Held out, instead of giving this just DLC for Deadpool, held out and released the 4 together throughout the story. So this again gets started at when Spider-Man comes out as Peter Parker. So really early in the story, you can then unlock this. And then I'm going to presume that the next one that comes out, it's either Venom or Morbius. I guess Morbius at this rate, but hey ho, I don't know. Anyway, you get to a point in the story and then you can access that. And again, this is post-game for me, so I can unlock it all straight away. I would have just rather they just did all 4, so you can just tie straight into another. So whoever's next, you finish that story. You then come back here, you get the message on the mirror table that the next DLC that's going to come, but the next sort of segment of the story comes, so on and so on. So it flows a bit more. Now we've got to wait for the next DLC, and if that's 3 missions again, we have to wait for the next DLC. That's 3 missions. I'd rather them just released it as a 12 mission DLC, or 16 mission DLC subplot story. I think that would have been a better release cadence for this DLC rather than what we've got for Deadpool. So that's story, and my probably negative comments is probably the correct version of that. Let's talk about Deadpool himself. Now I really like the way that they've portrayed Deadpool. I think it's amazing. They've captured the essence of Deadpool in this. He's injured from the mission that we did previously. I haven't, slept or anything at that point. I think Deadpool as a character is really good. I like his Alfredo. So the more you attack, the more damage you do. So the more you use them, the more you do. It's a very much a hybrid of the rage mechanic from Hulk. The more you use, the stronger they get version of Ghost Rider, because Ghost Rider injures himself, but he can get cards that then do more damage every time he takes damage. Yeah, so it's a mix of them. I think that's really good. I like his animations. I like his character voice. I like his model. Even though some of the sort of graphics of his scars are a bit weird, and some of his cosmetics were cutting through. So when he was crossing his arms with this on, for instance, it was cutting. But yeah, so some of the polygons on that aren't great. I like the fact that it's really stretched around his midriff, his groin region. But I like his deck. I'm not sure we've got every single thing at this moment in time. We will do that. Obviously, we have his challenge mission, which I'll work towards, and we'll do a challenge mission update for that, because that is coming. But I like this, which is good. Do I like his taunt? Yeah, but you get the resist. So say the more Alfredo you get, the more resist. So if he's got like 3-4 Alfredo, then he'll gain that amount of resist. 2 heroes come in. Unfortunately for the story mission that we did, he got hit by the boss and it just killed him. But I love this comes in and he gets that from the allies. It's quick shot can chain quick shot, boom. So yeah, would like to probably get another one of them and probably take out. I'd probably take this out, to be honest. Overpowered, keep death from above, because you get heroism from that. But yeah, the way that his animations are, we never saw mag dump. I don't think I've ever seen that, but I'll make sure we do that anyway in sort of some of the gameplay. But yeah, but Deadpool as a character in this DLC has been really, really good. So he's a good addition to the team, and with the way that this has been released, probably what I will eventually do, if we come into the settings here and options, is this is obviously was played on Ultimate 3, is I'll do a new game or a new game plus. Haven't worked out which way we're going to do that yet. I haven't quite worked out how new game plus works, because I haven't initiated it. But we'll do that once all the DLC's done and do a full replay of the story with all the DLC at Ultimate 3, and yeah, see how that goes. But yeah, overall thoughts of the DLC are the actual character really, really good. Really, really like the character, but yeah, it's a bit too short for my liking. And you want to compliment, so I'll
said it was weird that I
compliment him because why not?
I admire your way around a sword.
I do like the banter between the two of them. Actually, I think that is really good. Obviously, we're fighting vampires, so having Blade interact with him on that front is really, really good. I've just moved away so they don't talk over when I'm trying to talk. So that there is that there. I just wanted more, and I think this comes from being spoiled for the main game. The main game is so long. But really, really good. Not a bad long, it's a good long. And then taking that and then coming into the DLC, I was expecting a bit bigger story. It's like, here's your main course. You're gonna have a roast dinner, but you're just having the potatoes. Where's my veg and my meat and my gravy and my Yorkshire? It's yeah, I am frustrated with the length. 3 parts. When it was released on this, I've sort of pushed out and have not followed to play a couple of other games because I was expecting, probably another 10 hours of Deadpool, and I've got, technically 2 sittings of it because of when it came out in the UK and the time that I had to record. I did a couple yesterday, and as I say, this is the Friday after the 27th I'm recording this on, and yeah, I've done 1 mission, and so yeah, we're going to leave the review here. I say, story-wise, disappointed. Not the actual story. I think there's, you know, I like where that's going, and I'm hoping it brings in Doctor Doom at the end. He's probably going to be the main antagonist, I think it is, in the sequel. But hope we get to see him for a little bit anyway. There's obviously the vampire undertone, but you know, 3 and done is, yeah, frustrating. Deadpool as a character, love him. Really good addition. Again, varied compared to what else we've got. I will leave the review here. But yeah, at the end of this, we will just tack on all of the friendships, and then I'll do a separate video on his challenge. So thank you very much, everyone, and I will see you all in the next one.
What are you doing?
Whoa, don't go creeping up on a guy when he's sowing his wild oats. I'm just spreading my seed, hoping to leave my mark in the Abbey, starting here.
Why are you gardening?
Well, your friends have been avoiding me like the plague, so I decided to make nice with Mother Nature. Speaking of, you seem to be getting really friendly with everyone. That's cute.
Why would I not be? They are part of our team. Friendship makes us stronger.
Your team. Don't lump me up with the rest of them. I have a reputation to keep.
What is wrong with making friends?
Friends are just another liability in the world of mercs. It's like Murder 101, Hunter. Get with the program. Yeah, well, like it or not, everyone's fallen over themselves to be part of your posse.
You sound bitter.
Do I? Hold on. Let me tone it down for you, Cupcake. I'm just speaking facts here. Don't get me wrong, having a fan club is great. Gets a little weird when they write self-insert fiction, but it's still flattering all the same. Keep up the good work. It strokes my ego.
Why do you keep calling them my fans? They're my friends.
What makes you so sure?
Being open and honest with one another shows trust.
It also puts a big target on your back. Pass.
It is a risk I am willing to take.
Come back to me after it backfires, so I can rub it in your pretty little face. I'm gonna say it until the day I die and regenerate. The only person you need is yourself, Hunter. All that personal mumbo-jumbo just weighs you down.
Okay, finally get his passive, so he recovers 97 health each turn. Hoping a bit more than that.
When you put it that way, it makes it sound like I'm in trouble. And not the fun kind.
Did you do something?
Anyway, I'm glad you're here. Open up those ear holes. Deadpool's gonna tell a story. Once upon a time, there was a handsome merc who had friends and family that loved him. But chaos and destruction followed him wherever he went, and it ended up hurting the people he cared about most. He waved goodbye and peaced out to live a life of solitude. The end. I'm still workshopping it, but I think it could be made into a movie.
I'm sorry, Deadpool. I had no idea.
Yeah, well, I don't like spilling my guts. Literally or figuratively.
I appreciate you sharing this with me.
I figured you should know about some of the skeletons in my closet. But shh, some of them aren't ready to come out yet.
Do you feel better now that you have told me?
Give me 3 to 5 business days and I'll get back to you.
You put too much pressure on yourself.
Duh, don't you?
A little pressure is healthy. It keeps me sharp.
Well, I hope it never breaks your back. Seriously, of all the ways to go, a snapped spine gives me the ick just thinking about it.
You continue to deflect me with humor.
Psh, When have I ever? Now you know my sob story. No more mushy-gushy talk, all right?
A random attack in the hand critical. Nice. It's friendship level 3.
I did not expect to meet you here.
For real. Having confessional in a church? It's like somebody couldn't think of anywhere better.
You wish to confess something?
You may have noticed that I mess around a lot. I'm the handsome, super buff comedic relief of the Abbey. Get this, it's all an act. I'm actually a magician.
You are pushing me away with jokes again.
They learn so fast. Next, you'll be cracking jokes at a comedy show, and I can neg you from the crowd.
Why do you do this?
It's a hell of a lot easier than being vulnerable and showing my entire ass. No one gets to see that for free.
Do you ever get tired of keeping up this charade?
Oh, you want to play charades? Here I thought we were having a serious conversation about how I'm completely faking it.
So why put on this act if it is all fake?
It protects me, and it pushes the people I care about far away. We all know there's never a happy ending when I'm involved.
Well, that does not sound like a way to live.
What would you do in my position then, huh?
I would be honest with my loved ones and tell them I am scared.
Who said I was scared? Does this look like the face of someone who's gonna cry?
I can tell. You are worried that harm will come their way, and so you cast them aside. It is not fair.
Ouch, right in the nips. You nailed me there, Hunter. Ugh, I hate it when you're right.
You should know by now that I usually am. But there is something else you should know. None of us truly know what we are doing.
Coming from you, that's rich.
I do not always have it all figured out.
You sure put on a good show. You ever worried about breaking down?
All the time. I try not to let it consume me.
The cool as a cucumber approach. A classic strat. Not sustainable, though.
We all just need to hold it together until the end. Then, we can take a minute to ourselves.
I'm clenched up all the time, Hunter. It makes my muscles look bigger. Look, I'm glad we cleared the air, but don't go telling people I'm actually a giant softie. I'd still like to keep my badass card.
I think our colleagues would enjoy seeing this side of you.
Not as much as I enjoy being a menace. Sorry, Hunter. I'm gonna keep it on the DL for now.
Is that the Deadpool lockdown?
See? You get me! When you don't want to talk about something, you stick it in the hole.
Recovers 100 health each turn plus an additional 33 health for each in Fuego. Nice.
What are you doing out here?
You call that a pickup line, Hunter? You're supposed to ask, come here often, and set me up with a real zinger.
Uh-huh.
Well, since that's ruined, I guess we can cut straight to the chase. I wanted to apologize.
Oh no. What did you do?
I think the question should be, what didn't I do? That's for you to find out later. No, Deadpool, you said you were gonna be honest.
Ah, you are trying to leave the joking behind.
Joking will always be a part of me. It's in way too deep. Like, guts deep. I don't know if I can ever not be a wisecracking, dramatic, incredibly hot dude who pushes people away, but you've always listened to me, and it makes me want to... try.
I'm sure that took a lot of strength to realize.
Yeah, well, it ain't gonna happen overnight.
It does not need to.
But change is hard, and I'm lazy.
Not everything in life is easy.
Well, it should be. I deserve to be a pile of meat and bones who does nothing and gets everything.
Think of it like a fun challenge.
Oh yeah? Convince me.
Not knowing what the journey will hold is half the fun.
No fair. That answer is such a cop-out.
Are you not curious to see what a new version of Deadpool could be like?
Maybe a little. Do you think he's funnier and cuter than me?
There is only one way to find out.
Through time travel. Or self-improvement. You really think I can change? I've been retconned before. Let's do it again.
Only if it is something you want.
What I want is a chimichanga. But I guess I can try.
That is all any of us can do.
There's my motivational speaker. Thanks for sticking around. You're a real trooper.
And you are a real pooper.
You're so much better with your zingers. Huh. Telling you my deepest, darkest secrets made me feel a lot lighter. I wonder if this means I can fly now.